So everybody wants to be doing like animated graphics with captions right now. And I know sometimes you don't want the captions to necessarily match the graphics. You want animated captions that come in, and then maybe you want these graphics to do their own thing. A lot of the time, one option is to just use an AI. And I have looked at the AI, and they don't always pick good graphics for you, and you don't always like the animation that they're doing because you want a specific effect. If you want things to be customized, because I think these days, like even though AI seems like a good idea, you could just get more custom and better stuff, which is I think what people are going to want more and more. As all this AI stuff comes out, they're going to want something personal. They're going to want something that matches their brand, and that's just so difficult to do if you're working with an AI tool. So I have put together something that I think is going to work really well for me, and it's been working so far. And there's a lot of customization, or just like no customization if you don't want that. So for example, I'll show you this one here. It says their mouth, and then there's a graphic of a mouth right there. And let me go back to the timeline so I can show you exactly what we're looking at. So I used Subtitles Pro with a script in here called Snap Captions. And Snap Captions just matches the text to the animation that you want, right? And so you get to choose what animation you want, and there's some customization. In here, you can just go in and customize it in the video and title. And so you can go in here with the text. You can change the text, the size of the text, change the layout. There's a lot of transform features in here. This transforms characters, words, or lines. And then there's shading. So you can choose right here. See, you can choose the color of things. And I've usually just do like a white inside and an outline. I've had this question, and I've seen this question around, and there really hasn't been a good answer for it. This is the best answer I can come up with. I tried to come up with something that was like script, like a script that you could plug in that would just automatically drop the graphics based on their keyword. I'm hoping somebody comes up with that, or that I can figure it out. I don't really care who makes it. I just want it. I think it'd be great. But so to the people who made Snap Captions, I think he can figure it out. Can't remember his name, but I'm forever in debt. It only cost me like $10 to get up and running with these animated captions, which is really cool. And then the great thing is that you can have everything have all the same, like this, all the same animation, or you can go in and animate. So I have actually added, when he said healthy gums, that was a big deal for him. So I, since that's kind of something I want to emphasize, I just went in here and I clicked on the shake toggle. I adjusted it the way that I want it, and it works super well. So just look up Snap Captions, and I think it'll work super well. And Subtitles Pro has been fantastic because I've been able to just customize my animation. So this is Subtitle Pro, and then Snap Captions is the thing that matches all of your auto captions. Now, this works really well with, I don't know if it works without the studio version, but it works super well if you have the studio version. So save up your pennies and get the studio version if you don't already have it. So anyway, Fusion can be kind of confusing and irritating at times. Let me know if you want this. So I created a macro, and basically a macro is just a bunch of nodes in Fusion that I put together to do something that I wanted. So it automatically takes a graphic. So without this transform, let's take this transform off. Without that, it just places the thing right there with that size. Now, I wanted this one to be a little bit bigger. I don't always want it to be bigger, but I did want this one to be. Why am I getting the spinning wheel of death? Okay, well, it's still working. So I just put a transform on there. I clicked on here, and I just clicked transform, and the transform appeared. And then so if you go into effects, once you've created a macro, it'll appear here, and there's tutorials to create macros. So I've created this one. I called it Match Subtitle Pro because that's specifically what I want this one for. So when you have this here, you can just click that, and it shows up right after it, which is pretty cool. So let me take this off. let's pretend like I didn't do Match Subtitle Pro, and this is all I have is just the Subtitles Pro template, right? Which is right here. Now you can hover your mouse over these little inputs and outputs, and it shows you what it is. So this isn't really as scary as you think it is, and it's a lot like Legos, which is kind of fun. So what I would do, so healthy gums, I know which one that is. Let me go to my media pool. So this is the teeth and gums one. So I drop it down in here, and you can go to effects, macros, and you just click on the macro and it applies it to the end there. Alternatively, if you've done Command C, like once you've opened up the project, you can copy and then you can click on this node and paste, and it just adds it on there. The next thing that you're going to need to do is connect everything else together. So this is essentially kind of like a merge node with some changes added to it. You can see it has two tools, a transform and a merge. So the transform resized it, and the merge made it so that we could actually put these two together. And so you need this out to the media out in, and it'll delete the templates in, but that's okay because this background input is where you want to connect to the templates output, and there it is. Now I did want some custom transforms on media 1, so you can, from this yellow input, or from this output to that yellow input, you can connect, and then from the output to that yellow input, and away you go. So you can do quite a lot with it. Let me show you another thing too, is like, what if you want to do custom animations? Well, you could do that. So 1, 2, 3, after 3 frames, it's all up. What if I wanted to, so let's go 3 frames, and I'm actually happy with where that's at. Well, let's go 6 frames in, and this is where I want it to end. And you can still go in and keyframe, which is actually pretty quick here. So this is the place where I want it to end up after 6 frames. So I am just going to click that right there. Don't do pivot, do center, X and Y. And then I'm going to go back, and this is nice in here because you can actually count the frames that you're on. I'm going to, wait, not the Y, the X. I'm going to go a little further that way because I want to create a bounce, and then I'm going to go to 0, and I'm just going to move it like super far off. So look at that, it whips on in. 3. It just like whips on in, and it grows at the same time. Now I don't really want to do that actually, so I'm just going to reset this, and then I really just wanted that to be above there. So I don't want it to be super confusing for the viewer, but you can do a lot, and it's actually not that hard, and it doesn't take very long to do these kinds of custom animations. It just takes a little bit of thought. So there's that transform there. Now, what if I want multiple graphics to go into this? You can do that. So what I would do is move all of this over to here. Just visually, it makes more sense. And I would do a multi-merge, okay? Multi-merge is really cool. So you can go into here. You can add another thing into there. And then you can put it into this blue, which makes it the background. But you can't see it because it's behind there. So what I want to do is click on that, and then I just want another transform. And then with that transform, I can move. Okay, don't put it into the background node. Put it into that white one. That white one is the multi-merge layer, and you'll see another white one popped up, right? So you can just do this, see, as many times as you want to. We can just keep grabbing multiple of these. So this works really great for static images. I noticed for this one, it's like an animation. I'd have to do some transforms to fix it. But look at all these, like you could drop tons of graphics on this with a multi-merge. I just don't want to because I'm pretty happy with this. But yeah, I think this is the best solution. You can get custom animated stuff. It's just super simple, but also it looks really premium, and it's a step up from just your regular captions.